Fuck. What's up, man? Let me take you for a little spin, man. Show you what it feel like.
I gotta go make these drop-offs.
Man, you think you're the only one out here working, B? Gotta make drop-offs too, B. Come on, man, get in, man. I ain't taking no for an answer, man.
All right. Welcome to the 290 Moe podcast. I appreciate you for coming on the show. Would you introduce yourself for my viewers and listeners?
Yeah, so hey everybody, my name is Angela Joseph. I'm a Chicago native from the South Side of Chicago, and I am the owner of an up-and-coming vegan restaurant titled Veggie Bruch LLC. So yeah, I'm just your regular old Chicago girl out here, trying to get more people to eat their veggies.
Okay. You say regular old Chicago girl, but it's a lot of Chicago people when you say vegan, they be like, a vegan what? A what? So what made you start your vegan journey, and how long have you been on this journey?
Okay, so I'll answer the second question first.
Okay.
So I've been on this journey. I'm creeping up on 5 years. Okay. So my first year, I was meatless, but I still did the vegetarian thing. So I still ate dairy and I still ate dairy and cheese. That was hard to let go. But I did that for a year and realized like dairy was like serving me no purpose. It didn't mean anything to me. And I felt just as bad eating dairy, like my stomach, I still had the same stomach problems and everything. So after I placed myself in a better environment, I just decided to cut out all dairy and go vegan.
What do you mean you place yourself in a better environment?
So when I was vegetarian, I used to work at an ice cream shop. Have you ever heard of Oberwise?
Yes. And isn't like a rich, isn't he a politician or something too? Like isn't that actual? Okay, cool.
His father was a politician.
Okay.
His father was a politician. The Oberwise family, they all into politics, but they also own an ice cream shop too. So yeah. His father was a politician, but I worked there. I was a store manager there. And one of the perks of working there, you eat for free. So
that's how I feel like it should be at all. Because you work at this serve food, I feel like it should be like that.
I mean, it was just one of the perks. And then with me being a store manager, the type of hours I was working, I really wasn't able to cook that much. So it was like
they had more than ice cream?
They had ice cream, they had milk, juice. They had
some
other stuff.
Cooking.
Well, I wasn't in there cooking. I was just in there like making milkshakes. Like,
okay.
Those milkshakes were thick. You could eat them as like a whole meal.
Right, I've heard of that.
You know what I'm saying? So, if I didn't pack lunch, I'd just be like, whatever, I'll eat a milkshake. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. So it was kind of hard for me to like wing off of dairy when I was eating free dairy every day.
Right.
So after I left that job, I went and worked at a grocery store, and it was just easier because, things weren't ready to cook, type of thing. But anywho.
Usually sometimes it starts with the dairy for a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, when they see like how it's processed and stuff and where it comes from. So that's kind of interesting to see how it was your, you know what I'm saying, your favorite. So I'm sorry.
No, you good. No, it was especially there because they not to advertise for them or nothing because it's
right.
But
hey,
no,
they had them out
they had some real good ice cream. So you know what I'm saying, it was like, man, I don't know what they feeding these cows, but it's coming out right. You know what I'm saying? It was perfect, G. But yeah, after I left there, I was in an environment that just didn't have it so easily accessible at all times. So to answer your first question, what made me go vegan was actually
it wasn't the cows.
It wasn't the cows. It was my ex. It was my ex. This is an interesting story. So back in like
went on a sabbatical.
Back in like, I don't know, maybe like 30 now, whatever, 2016-ish, about 2015, 2016-ish. I had always had a lot of like, I'd always had a lot of adverse reactions when I would eat. You know what I'm saying? And it got to the point where like almost everything I ate made me sick. So it got to the point where I was literally eating like one meal a day. You know what I'm saying? And then that one meal a day was like the same thing, like baked chicken and rice. You know what I'm saying? When I was when I was feeling froggy, I might go to Chipotle or something. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Only
hell no. I could have told you that one gonna work. I'm not no specialist or nothing, but you
but
don't
for
know.
me,
Right. I feel you. I'm just
for,
talking.
for me, Chipotle was like my
Right.
safe space.
Mm-hmm.
But every time like me and dude, we would go out to eat, or like we would like try to recreate a recipe, because we was both into like food a lot. He was a foodie, I was a foodie. So whenever we would go out to eat, like the minute we got back home, I was always complaining. I had the worst gas. It was just bad.
Oh
It was
Lord.
just bad. It was bad. And he got tired of me complaining, and he was like, "Yo, have you ever thought about being vegan?" And I was
So was
like,
he a vegan at this time?
he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So he had tried being vegan for like 1 month, like years ago. And he had all these success stories. Like he was like, "Oh yeah, I had all this energy and I felt better." And he was like into working out and stuff. And he was like, he got all swole or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. But I didn't even know what a vegan was. I thought he was asking me, had I ever thought about being vegetarian? I thought he was just kind of using the words interchangeably.
Right.
And I was like, "Oh yeah, I thought about being vegetarian." He was like, "Nah, a vegan. Like, well, you don't eat nothing that comes from animals." I was like, "Nothing?" And then he explained it to me. And then that's when he mentioned something. And I started doing my own research. And I'm like, well, this sounds interesting, because if you was able to live for a month, at this point, I didn't even know people could live without eating, you know what I'm saying, some type of animal byproduct.
Yeah, I'm sorry. How old was you at this point?
I
You
was
said 5 years ago, so 25.
I was 25.
I'm sorry.
I was 25. So 25 years of my life, I had never known people to live without eating any animal products at all, like not even cheese. I knew vegetarians was all right, but I also knew that they ate eggs, cheese, and milk.
Right.
So, I thought that was their saving grace.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. I was completely ignorant to it. So he told me about it, and I did my own research. I started like watching documentaries. I started like reading articles. I found out about Dr. Sebi and a lot of his teachings and his practice. And I was like, oh, so not only is it possible, you could also like heal yourself, like you could reverse illnesses from it. And I was watching testimonials from people who had like similar stories to me, who had like indigestion, heartburn, like food would not digest on my stomach at all. Like I would eat and the food would just sit on my stomach and rot until I literally just threw it back up, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like my body was not having it. My body was telling me like, yeah, Ange, we through. But I didn't know. So when I found out about veganism, I said, all right, I told myself, I challenged myself to go 1 week. I didn't mention this to nobody. I ain't make no Facebook posts. I ain't gonna text my friends or nothing. I sat on the couch and I was like, Ange, try it for 7 days. Just try to go without chicken. And I chose chicken for 7 days because chicken was my crutch. Chicken was the one food that I ran to when I knew, or when I was scared of anything else. So I said, if I can go 1 week without my crutch, I know I could go without anything else. So I did it. And I was nervous. But I made it. And I did eat, I want to say I ate like one piece of fish in that week, but I ate like a bunch of beans and a bunch of rice. Like beans and rice was like my go-to. Beans and rice.
Okay. Let me ask you this, okay? So now I was introduced to veganism a long time ago. My father passed away when I was 16. My mother had, well, she had never said it to me, but she had like a health scare. She just went straight, you know what I'm saying? Make sure she was straight health-wise. She went vegetarian first, and she had a situation where she ate a Twizzler and like broke out in halves, and then she went just straight vegan after that. So she's been vegan for like the last 10 years of my life. So with that being said, there are, you know what I'm saying, there are, French fry and beer vegans too. So are you a French fry and beer vegan, or are you, you know what I'm saying, still consciously putting in to what you put into your body, but is it just as long as it doesn't come from an animal, but are you still conscious of what exactly?
I'm very conscious. I'm very much so not. I know what you mean by like French fry and beer vegan.
Yeah, like a vegan be like, I can drink beer and eat French fries because it don't come from, you know what I'm saying? So,
right.
but it's still not good for you, you know.
Now if I'm like out and about and there's nothing else to eat and I'm just like starving, yeah, I'll take a small fry.
Right. I'm not saying
but
you
I'm
can't
not
eat
like
French fries, you know what I'm saying?
right. But it's not the basis of my diet. Like I'm not into vegan burgers, or vegan gyros, or you know what I'm saying? Like the vegan BS, like Oreos, like, oh, it's vegan. Like that's not my thing at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's not my thing. I'm very much so learning more and like trying to project the image of like what you eat should be colorful. It should have life. It should still have some crunch, some texture to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like finding the loophole because, you know, jumping through a loophole and just saying like, oh, it's vegan. Jumping through loopholes is what get people in a position of having to even be vegan in the first place. Because you're always trying to cheat, you know what I'm saying? Take the shortcut. And it's like, nah, it ain't no shortcut to this. Like, just do the right thing.
Okay.
Like Spike Lee said, you know?
And how do you go from just personally challenging yourself, you know what I'm saying, to eating, to being, to veganism, to wanting to evolve that into a restaurant? How did that become to be?
So I'd always wanted a restaurant. I went to culinary school. I'd always been a foodie. Being in the food service industry was always like fresh out of high school. I went straight to culinary school. So being in the food service was always my thing.
I'm sorry, is vegan something that is vegan preparation and cooking something that they teach in culinary school, or is that something extra that you had to, you know what I'm saying, learn on your own?
Not at all. So at least not then. I don't know what they do now. So when I was in culinary
school, they probably do now. It's
right, they probably do now because it's so common and popular. When I was in culinary school, we probably did like 1 week. We went over like one chapter in our book that was vegetarian. And when I tell you we cooked like one recipe out of that one chapter of vegetarian, that was it. Everything else was meat.
Because the prep is different also, because I just know like it's a case where somebody had got sick and passed away because they prepped the food with like the same oil from that they cooked with meat or something, and she had a bad reaction to it. So that's definitely, I would thought that they would have gave you more education on that. But how did you, you know what I'm saying? How did you learn? So how did you learn how to turn veganism into to this restaurant idea?
YouTube.
Oh, same here. Same here. Everything you see here.
A bunch of YouTube videos. For real. It was a bunch of YouTube videos, but there was some still basics that I took from culinary school, and I just kind of had to remix it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like learning how to make your basic sauce. You know, most sauces I made were like a heavy cream. So it's like, all right, well, how can I finesse this and do like with almond milk, or you know what I'm saying? You know, it was just minor tweaks. That's it. Okay, it was just a bunch of trial and error. There was no magic book or anything.
Okay. So, and then with the restaurant, is it a specific type of, is it breakfast, lunch, dinner? Is it a specific type of cuisines that you would provide? How do you go about picking the type of cuisines that you want to provide to the public? Do you have taste testers, or is it just everything goes through you, or how does that work?
Yeah, so pretty much everything goes through me, and if I like it, I sell it.
Okay.
Pretty much.
I mean, it's yours.
That's just how I roll, you know. Any other way you.
But as far as going to a restaurant, I mean, you gotta have some type of team behind you.
You would think, but no. So because I don't have
I feel you on that too. You would think.
Because I don't have a physical brick and mortar yet at the moment, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm still home based. It's just me. And then too, like I'm really the only person in my family that's about this life. Ain't nobody else. Ain't nobody else about this vegan life but me. So I'm really, it is what it is. And then when you try to give a meat eater, you know what I'm saying? Somebody, if you try to tell somebody, hey, can you taste this? And they got kale in it and they don't like kale, they automatically not gonna like it. So of course I'm not gonna have them be on my taste test because they don't even like kale to begin with.
This is the thing. I'm gonna tell you how you do it. You
don't
tell them about, I don't even know what no kale is. That sounds like Superman real name. I don't know what kale is. You know what I'm saying? You just supposed to give it to me and just get like, I'm telling you, because I know another vegan chef and I gave this idea as well. Y'all just because the meals that you guys put together, they're actually good. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't even tell me what it is. You know what I'm saying? Just I'm gonna let you know if it's good, yay or nay. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people will judge things just because Black people don't, just subconsciously. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't even know what kale is. I don't even know what it tastes like. But if somebody was asking me if I want some kale on my burger, hell no, you better not put no kale on my burger. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think that's something. Has that ever been something you've done, like gave somebody in your family a vegan entree that they didn't know was vegan?
I have.
And what was their reaction?
They, you know what? Because they know I'm vegan, they knew the dish was vegan.
All right.
So their antennas was already up, like, oh, this something Angela made. This something Angela made. Oh, okay, we already know what it is. True. So their antennas was up. And I feel like people force themselves to alter their taste buds. Like, they force themselves, like, proceed with caution, opposed to just being like, man, I'm excited to try this. You know what I'm saying? When they see the vegan family member come in and they get something, they automatically like, oh, here she go. Here she come with this again. So as far as having them taste my food, I don't even want to be bothered. If I like it, I sell it. If my customers buy it, that means they like it. If it keeps selling, that means it's a good thing. And if it's not, then it's like, all right, take that off the menu, back to the drawing board. We're gonna scratch that and swap it out with something else.
Okay.
That's me. I let the people who put money in my pocket make my decision.
Exactly. And that's definitely the bottom line. So with that being said, what made you take the step from culinary school to veganism to being like, actually, all right, I'm gonna put a name brand behind this and I'm gonna sell it and provide a service? What was do you remember the actual instance where like somebody made something and somebody like, you better sell it? So what was that like?
There wasn't a magical day. There wasn't like a magical day that it happened. I always wanted it. Okay. I guess the magical day was the day that I decided.
Because a lot of people be like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, and I know it takes a lot. I don't even, to me, it don't take a lot. But I just see a lot of people around like, one day I'm gonna do this, but they take no steps into actually making that come into fruition. So if you could just remember what actually, you know what I'm saying, like, man, I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna actually put a name. I'm actually gonna sell this. You know what I'm saying? Or is it just like you said, you just always knew that you was gonna do it?
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, there was a day I went to this was maybe like 2 years ago. I went to a pop-up shop. Or was it? Oh no, it was like a business brunch or something like that. It was a business brunch by a lady who always hosts pop-up shops. I saw somebody on my Facebook post it. I didn't know none of them from a can of paint. And it was like, come learn from like entrepreneurs and learn from this person in the game, learn about marketing, learn about credit, this, that, and the third. And it was $30. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go. I don't even care. I don't know these people. I'm just gonna take these $30. I didn't tell nobody I was going. I just pulled up. Like, I didn't know what the dress code was. I had on some jeans and a t-shirt. I'm like, I'm gonna pull up. And it was one lady there. Her name was Bev the boss. I don't remember her last name, Bev the boss. And she was just talking. She was like, she said something. And she was talking about how to start your LLC. And she was like, it's easy. All you got to do is go down to City Hall, fill out this paper, have a money order for like $100 and something. Walk the BAM. You're going to get your EIN. You're going to do this, do that. And I was like, damn. All I got to do is go to City Hall. So then like.
And it's just $100 and something?
It was like $100 and something. I think to start my LLC, to get my EIN, all that, I think all together after like all the city fees and whatnot, I probably was out the pocket maybe like $200, $210 max. You know what I'm saying? If we counting like train fare, or you know what I'm saying, bus fare, whatever. So yeah, a week after I went to that business brunch, a week after I sat in a room with bosses who was making moves and was like, yo, stop being scared, go down to City Hall, get your paperwork and legitimize yourself. I was like, that's it. And that's when I thought, because I always knew what I wanted to call it. I always knew I wanted to call it Veggie Brunch. I always knew I wanted to have a food service business. But I just always knew, I just never took that step. And when I went to that business brunch and sat with some 6-figure ladies that was doing business, I was like, oh, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be. And I went down to City Hall and started it.
Okay. Before we get you up out of here, let's talk about Veggie Brunch. What exactly is it, and what services does Veggie Brunch provide?
So Veggie Brunch is a plant-based eatery, and we offer vegan brunch. I feel like that's one of the loopholes, or that's one of the areas of opportunity as far as veganism goes, especially in the Black community.
What's brunch? Because that's where we go again. Like, I know what it's supposed to be, but I don't know the exact times. You know what I'm saying?
Brunch is a combination of breakfast and an early lunch. Okay. So it's anywhere between, like, the hours I operate on the weekends is 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. You know what I'm saying? That's like for people who may want to have a late lunch, or, you know, like an early.
So brunch can be after lunch. See, I thought
brunch can be after lunch. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that. See,
brunch is just breakfast and lunch combined together. Brunch, breakfast and lunch. That's it. So that's what the concept, when you hear like chicken and waffles, you got something that you eat for breakfast and something that you eat for lunch, or shrimp and grits. You know what I'm saying? Something you eat for breakfast and something you eat for lunch. So I always feel like breakfast in the Black community with vegan food is never available. Like, these folks act like we don't get hungry till 11 o'clock in the day. And you be like, no, shorty, I'm up at 8:30. I got things to do, and I want to eat when I first wake up. Exactly. But it's not a lot of breakfast restaurants. And I ain't gonna stunt, you know, no shade, but everybody don't cook breakfast the way I like breakfast. So that's why I said, if I like it, I sell it. I sell what I like. I'm a talented chef, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't just putting out no any old thing. Like, I can cook. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's what brunch is. Breakfast and lunch.
Okay. And then with that being said, could you tell us like tell me what your favorite item is that you provide, and what's your best selling item? And will all these items make it onto the restaurant menu? And will the restaurant only be brunch as well, or will it be an all day menu?
Cool. So I had two. My favorites, I sell waffles. Two of my favorite waffles is my blueberry cream cheese waffles, and then my classic vanilla waffles. I love and waffles. My other favorite dish is I love waffles. I take waffles over pancakes. My other favorite is my shrimpy grits. So I have a vegan shrimp, and it's made out of potatoes. It's no funny business.
Wait a minute. You said
it's made out of potatoes.
Vegan shrimp?
Okay. They're vegan shrimp. I call them shrimpy. I call them shrimpy grits because they're not actual shrimp. I call them shrimpy grits.
God damn. You ever been a soul food vegetarian?
I have.
They got everything up in there. I'm like, you know, you can make all this shit.
You can do some real
I'm gonna have to check that out.
With some wheat and potatoes in a vegan household.
Tell my mom about you. Talking about some shrimp and shit, some vegan shrimp and grits. Okay, I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No, you good. So those are my two favorites personally. Okay. My best seller is my brunch bowl. So in my brunch bowl, it's potatoes, kale, tomatoes, red onions, and I got a cashew cheese cream sauce. It kind of puts you in the mindset. I don't call it cheese, but it puts you in the mindset of like a nacho cheese type of vibe. That's one of my best sellers. Will these items make it onto the restaurant menu? Yes. Will the restaurant only be brunch? Yes. Because everybody and their mama selling dinner plates, but not that many people is open for breakfast and early lunch.
But it's not even. But you also provide like a specialty. You know what I'm saying? So even though everybody got dinners, everybody don't got vegan dinners. You know what I'm saying?
Very true. Very true.
You always have that avenue, you know what I'm saying, at your disposal. I'm pretty sure you're aware of that.
I am. Yeah. But brunch is my thing. Get in early. I rather get that money before everybody else wake up.
And you can kick it the rest of the day. You know
what I'm out of
there. I definitely feel you on that. So before I get you up out of here, just tell me other than the food, you know what I'm saying, just looking over your site and your page and stuff, what makes you want to provide just wellness to the public just in general, you know what I'm saying, instead of, you know what I'm saying, just getting all this knowledge for yourself and making sure that your family and yourself is good, you know what I'm saying?
Honestly, when you learn something that's beneficial and it can change somebody's life and it can help save somebody's life, the goal is to pass it on. You feel me? If you on this earth and you not aiming to teach, heal, or inspire, you wasting your time. So with the knowledge and the information that I've gained, both from culinary school, just learning how to cook, learning about veganism, learning about different plants and how to make them taste different ways, making it easy for other people. My goal is to make being vegan easy. And with that, in that goal, that can help heal somebody. You feel me? By somebody who's used to waking up eating sausage and eggs for breakfast, knowing damn well they don't need no more sausage and eggs. It's like, all right, come holler at me. You know what I'm saying? Come holler at me. I can start your day. We got some fresh juice. I can start you off with some, you know what I'm saying? We could do some kale. You know what I'm saying? Get you some potatoes, get you a nice little cashew sauce. It don't have to be deep fried. My goal is to help people heal. My goal is to make being vegan easy. So that's what I do it for. You know what I'm saying? It's not just for me. It's not just to make money. The money gonna come. You know what I'm saying? Really, I do it for everybody else, to make it easy and accessible, because people overthink this thing, man. Then it's like I don't want either the people that I'm close to and even the next generation of people to even think about being vegan or how easy it could have been when they diagnosed with something. You feel me? When they life flashing before their eyes, or when they in line at Walgreens filling prescriptions, thinking like, damn, Angela been saying this, Angela been doing that. It's like, yeah, and you should have been doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. So that's my thing, is to make this thing easy.
Okay, one last thing before I get you up out of here. One of the things we kind of touched on at the top of the show, you said one of the things that made you look into veganism was the health ailments that you were dealing with. Did veganism instantly fix everything that you was dealing with, or did some of those things you have to find through every avenue, or did you just discover that your whole reason why you was feeling the way you feeling was just your diet?
Instantly. All that shit went away. Instantly. Everything. My bloating, my gas. I used to have TMI, but this for the ladies. I used to have real bad cramps. I used to have real heavy cycles. Gone. I used to have real bad acne. I noticed like even the changes in my breath. Not saying that my breath would stink, because I always had good hygiene.
Right. I definitely understand.
But you know, like even when you wake up in the morning, how some people morning breath be like kicking. Like even first thing in the morning, my breath don't be kicking no more. You feel me? I don't sweat as much because I realized like I was sweating because I had all this meat inside of me. And when you standing in the sun, you know what I'm saying? Just like when you put meat on the grill, when you put some heat on some meat, it's gonna sizzle. I was sizzling. I was cooking from the inside out. You feel me? I don't sweat as much. You feel me? Everything that I was going through is gone. Everything. 40 pounds. I lost weight. I lost weight without even trying. That wasn't even a goal of mine, but I'm down like 40 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Without even like doing nothing the extra. So yeah. It was a game changer.
All right. Now I thought I got one more for you. Now before I get you, I heard it was beef in the streets between vegans and vegetarians and what you call flesh eaters. Is this all nonsense? Is this all rap cap, or does it be like, is it? And I heard still that it's still different cliques within the vegan. The vegan, is this rap cap, or is this true? What is going on? Can we get some clarification on what type of vegan? If I'm listening to this podcast, I don't know nothing about vegan. I don't know nothing about veganism. What type of vegan should I be looking into? What type of clique? What clique should I roll with in these streets?
You know what? Just to keep it a buck, just to keep the facts. If you don't do nothing else, the best life to live is an alkaline life. You feel me? I salute all the alkaline vegans out there. Alkaline vegans, they eat foods that are truly their natural selves, so they don't eat anything GMO. They don't eat anything with starch. Now, all this
Exactly. What?
Oh, all right. So like, for instance, potatoes, rice, oats. They don't eat things that have starch because starches are binders, and when things bind in your stomach, they don't break down as easily. So it can cause mucus to form, and the mucus is what feeds diseases, because it gives the diseases and bacteria a warm, moist place to live and grow. But when you alkaline, mucus doesn't live. You feel me? It breaks down the acidity, right? So the bacteria has nowhere to live. The disease has nowhere to live. It has nowhere to thrive. Your body is electric. It's shocking anything foreign right up out of your body. in a nutshell, that's what being an alkaline vegan is. You feel me?
Okay.
So that's what I learned from Dr. Sabi. So just to keep the facts, if you really vegan, if you suffering from any kind of ailment and you really want to reverse it, like with no questions asked, go the alkaline route. Look up a lot of the teachings from Dr. Sabi, and there were other alkaline teachers. There were some from other countries. There were a couple in like France and Europe. They've all been killed. Like the government whacked them all. You know what I'm saying? Because they was out here putting people on game.
You said Sabi was killed too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But why they just kill him after he been putting game? He putting out game for years.
Yeah, because he was
all of a sudden.
Not only was he putting people on game, he was getting money.
He done build court. He done beat court cases and everything. Why they do it all of a sudden? You think, in your opinion?
Yes. They said, all right. They let it go on long enough. They noticed a lot of us started catching on to it.
Social
a lot of us.
Stuff,
you know what I'm saying? Because the vegan wave damn near seemed like it happened overnight. You know what I'm saying? When you just look back at the grand scheme of things, like if you think back 3-4 years ago, it wasn't as much hype as it is now.
Now you got your Impossible Burgers and all that.
Right, you got everything. But see, Sabi, because they started going mainstream with that shit, Sabi would have shut that down. He would have came out with his facts and research, and I feel like,
real?
Come on, G, no. That's why I don't hardly eat it.
It already ain't real, so now you got some fake real. So hold on, wait a minute.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let me let you know. Okay, here's the thing.
Squirrels from now on. God damn. At least I know they're natural.
So we about to walk into a whole new realm of clone meat. So let me take the Impossible Burger for example, right? And I'm just gonna put it in a nutshell.
I'm not eating no Impossible Burger. I just thought it was good for the impossible eaters. But I just figured it was tofu. It's not.
No. So they gonna start doing this with a lot of like faux meats. So what they do is, in order for them to keep it plant-based, because if you look at Impossible, even if you send them an email and ask them like, hey, is your food vegan? They will not tell you that it's vegan because they can't call it vegan. Because what they do is, instead of them killing the cow and using the cow for the meat, they extract a hormone from the cow and then they artificially inseminate it so that they can like regenerate it, right? Clone meat, they can clone it. And they put it and they mix it with other plant ingredients like wheat and soy and things like that. So they can call it plant-based. And they can say, oh, you know, no animals were harmed because they only use an extractive hormone. They didn't physically kill it.
That sounds like a vegan hot dog patty.
It's terrible. So I'm not saying like these new trendy vegan meats aren't all bad, but you got to pay attention to the ingredients.
Exactly.
Whether it's plant-based or not, if you can't pronounce more than 99% of those ingredients, if you have to Google it and watch a YouTube video about it to find out what it is, you should not be eating it. I don't care.
Because even if you Google it and watch a YouTube video, you still ain't gonna know what it is.
Right.
So you just gonna know what it do, where it come from. So you still don't know what it is.
There's still answers that won't have questions. Right. But then if you buy a product and you know there's some plant-based meat alternatives that's made out of like potatoes, corn, bell peppers, onions. Like that's what I rock with. Because I'm like, all right, cool. I know what this is.
I think I can get jiggy with the potatoes. I love potatoes.
Right. And I know by looking at it that it's not gonna taste like meat. Okay, fine, but at least it's gonna like give me some substance. That's what I as a vegan at this stage in the game, I don't look for things that taste like meat. I'm over it. I've been over that meat replica phase. If I'm looking for anything that's in the meat-like category, I'm just looking for substance. Like even with my
Holyfield vegan, you don't even play like that.
You know, I try my best. Like even with my shrimpy grits, I could do without the shrimp. I sell it because my customers like it.
Right, and that's just you gotta sell that. I gotta try that. I have to try.
I would finesse it with some mushrooms. You feel me? Not regular mushrooms. There are a lot of different types of mushrooms, but I was finesse it with like some oyster mushrooms and just season it up. That's just me. That's how I get down. You feel me? So I feel like when people go and they see those meat-like things, especially if they're trying to get away from meat, if you're trying to get away from meat, don't run towards something that's meant to mimic meat. If you just want a little substance, get a little substance, but definitely pay attention to the ingredients. That's above all else. Pay attention to the ingredients. The next time you go to the store and you grab an Impossible, just take a picture of the ingredients and then just go home and Google each and every one of them ingredients. You're gonna be like, what? What is this?
Man, that's what everything I probably eat, man.
You feel me?
This ain't about me. But
No, but for real, even with everything, like they say people, there's a saying, they say like, oh, our people perish from lack of knowledge. I feel like lack of knowledge is no longer an excuse. It's lack of discipline. People don't take the time to do the research. See, they know.
And this is why I'm definitely going to have you back, because we can talk all day about this stuff. Because now we're tiptoeing into a little bit of where I feel like a lot of the stuff that hinders my people and minorities is systemic. Like, I hear everything you saying, but I can go get a pop this big for $1, but if I want some 100% pure juice, I gotta pay $2 and then find out it's not even really pure juice. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no supermarkets nowhere near me unless I got a car. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, do you feel like anything about the health, do you feel like any of it is systemic? You know what I'm saying? Like racism, like how it was provided to us and stuff like that.
I love it. Come on now.
Okay. That's what I said.
You can look to the left and you can look to the right and you can see it clear as day. You feel me?
Right.
You know when you cross over Ashland, or you know what I'm saying, you cross from 53rd, you cross over 57th, you know.
Exactly.
You know this wasn't no accident. It's all systematic. But it's up to us, right? The lack of discipline. It's up to us to go that extra mile. Okay. And go against the grain.
Is it cheaper to eat? Is it more expensive to eat to live a veganism lifestyle to eat?
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's not.
No. What's expensive is that vegan bullshit that's prepackaged, that people think is what's gonna keep them alive. Because a bag of rice is $3.99. So a bag of potatoes is $4.99. You feel me? A pack of chicken. You recommend
just more self-cooking, more self-preparation?
Absolutely. Sustainability is the key. That's how you win at this game. You have to know how to sustain yourself. Buying that prepackaged shit ain't gonna sustain you. Because what if that company go out of business? You feel me? What if it's a fire and your grocery store get closed down? Then what? Do you know how to cook? Do you know how to finesse them beans that's in the cabinet? Do you know how to cook greens? You know what I'm saying? Do you know how to be creative and mash up the beans and make a little patty?
You know how to be creative. Well, we make some survival.
Right, you gotta be creative.
Ramen noodles and them hot dogs, chili. We gonna make it work. You know.
I mean,
no, I'm just.
It ain't gonna get you nowhere.
Right. But that's I definitely, like I said, just thinking about that in the systemic aspect of it. I love to have you back on the show and have another conversation. And before we get you up out of here, if you could just tell the people the services you provide, where they can find you, and what you got coming up next.
Absolutely. So I'm more so active on Facebook. So you can find me. My business page is Veggie Brunch LLC. That's Veggie Brunch LLC, and that's at Veggie Brunch LLC. And you can follow my personal page. I am Angela M. Joseph on Facebook. You can also follow me on Instagram, because I'm definitely going to get back on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at Veggie Brunch LLC on IG as well. And what I have coming up next, actually this Sunday, June 13th, I'm actually going to be at a pop-up shop in Dothan, Illinois. It's going to be at 14844 Chicago Road. That's 14844 Chicago Road in Dothan, Illinois. We're going to be there from 1 to 5. And you can come through. On the menu that Sunday, I'm going to have some spinach artichoke dip. That's really, really good. I'm going to have an avocado, lemon avocado pasta. And I'm going to have my shrimpy grits, one of my favorites. I'm going to have apple kiwi juice, fresh pressed, nothing store-bought. And I'm going to have a pineapple carrot ginger juice, which is a really good cleanser. It really kind of helps move things through the digestive tract, keeps you nice and clean. So yeah, come through and see me this Sunday, June 13th at 14844 Chicago Road in Dothan, Illinois.
All right. Like I said, appreciate you for coming on the show. I definitely understand how valuable time is. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.